Oh, yeah. We're back. Okay. Sports Buffet number 5. Special Labor Day edition coming to you on a Monday. Going to get posted on a Monday. Got my Jets hat because today's episode is all going to be pretty much, for the most part, NFL related since it's the first weekend of NFL football. I'm pretty pumped. I've mentioned this before. I'm like a big football fan. I follow it a pretty good amount. Are you pretty pumped for the start of NFL football? Are you like going wild?
Week 1, the way you said that was hilarious. You going wild?
I mean, like, there's some people that go wild, and then there's people that are excited, and then there's people that are like excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm not going wild, but I'm excited. I'm always excited week 1, and then it's usually downhill from there.
100%.
But I do feel a little differently with the Jets this year specifically, right?
Same. Yeah, we'll get into the Jets matchup. We could talk about the Jets just because we are fans of the Jets. I'm a Darnold fan. I'm bought in on him. I like his demeanor. I like that you don't hear much about him. I think that he sets the tone and looks like he's a good leader, like he says the right things. I think he's the type of guy that I would want to follow. He's not, too loud. He lets his actions, speak for themselves, and he's a pretty good football player. He's got a good track record from college, and he's shown a little bit of growth from previous seasons. What are your thoughts on him?
I'm excited about him. I always, I liked him last year. Obviously, you make those rookie mistakes and everything, but I like him. The best part so far, what makes me like the most excited, is I get these random sports tweets from like either Jets reporters or whoever I follow, and they're like watching his practice coverage. Like, it's practice coverage, but the way they tweet about him, they're like, hasn't thrown an interception. Like, I don't think he ever misses his targets.
Do not buy into any of that shit.
I know, but I'm on board because I feel like every other quarterback we've had, I've never seen tweets like that. So that's all I'm going with.
I guess, yeah. I'm so skeptical of all these guys that are around the team 24/7. He seems like a good guy. Maybe he's got a good relationship with them, whereas in the past, like, Geno Smith was like fighting guys in the locker room, and the reporters have a bias towards him, and it's just like he probably was throwing an interception every day in practice. So, like, all right, let's get into it a little bit. But, like, there's a lot of exciting stuff that happened yesterday, some trades we'll cover. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll through each week 1 matchup, and then after that, we'll sort of just run through the divisions, recapping what we just recapped to see where those teams will maybe fall. And then if we're not lazy, we'll come back in 16 weeks, see how we matched up, and then even next week, we'll see how we did for week 1. Because I have been known to dabble in sports betting a little bit in my lifetime. And I think I have a pretty good pulse on not knowing too much about a team, but just looking at a matchup and sort of saying, like, yeah, I think this team will beat that team just because, the coach had a good weekend. And week 1 is always a very, very hard week to pick because it's very emotional picking, so it's like I always would bet on the Jets week 1, and they would always get smacked by whoever they're playing, and I'm just like, stop putting your heart into your picks and just pick, it's the Jets week 1. They're not going to have it figured out. Just put the house on the other team, but I can never bet like that.
See, in week 1 lines right now on a Monday, it's like not even, it's almost pointless in looking at it. Like, some may not change, but it's going to shift over, as the days go by and it gets closer to Sunday. But week 1 is always tough. I always, like, it's the most exciting if you want to gamble it, but I usually try to steer away from it.
It's so tempting, though. You can't.
No, I know. There's already 5 matchups I looked at, and I like them.
Yeah, but it's legit. There should be no spreads. I mean, there should be a little bit of a spread, but like week 1, it's just such a toss-up. Even with like the Patriots, it's just like, week 5, 6, if it's like a 14-point spread or something, you're like, all right, they're rolling hot this week, and Brady's back in his groove. But week 1, it's like the Patriots go 0-3 time to time, like to start out the season. So it's like, well, let's roll through it. roll through the matchups, but I think overall it'll be a pretty exciting NFL season. I think like weirdly, like the Jay-Z impact will, sort of show quickly. You'll see some cool things happening with the NFL. I don't know exactly what he's going to do, but like it seems like the players have a voice a little bit more. So I don't know if that'll piss off, the whole Colin Kaepernick section of fans that don't want to see the NFL starting to adapt with like the new culture. But it'll be interesting to see how the season shapes out. What freedom players have to do and try things a little bit more. Like you saw. Sorry to go off track, but I think it was the fourth preseason game. Russell Wilson had the headsets on and called a play. And it's stuff like that in my eyes where it's like it's pretty cool to see that stuff. The Yankees did it a while ago when like Mariano was retiring, and I think it was Girardi let Jeter and Pettit maybe go out to the mound and take him out. Like stuff you don't usually see. Like obviously you're always going to see an old white dude or like the head coach calling the plays, but if you see a wide receiver calling the play, it makes the NFL cool again.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I don't know what he's like, what his job is, what he's doing with them or anything.
Yeah, Jay-Z.
But I do, and I don't know if he has anything to do with that, but when I saw that, it's like, why haven't guys done that in the past though? Because that only makes them more acclimated to the playbook. Right?
100%. Yeah, it shows. I mean, this guy knows it like the back of his hand, which Russell Wilson is just like a prime example. But like, why not have other quarterbacks who are supposedly like head cases and can't learn well, like calling plays? Like take a seat back if you're the head coach, sit on the bench or whatever, talk to your team and let someone else call the game. I don't know. I thought that was cool. I love seeing stuff like that. Another thing that comes to mind is when people are calling MLB boring, and now you're starting to see like the Aaron Boone or like the Mets manager. I think Terry Collins was the first video that came out where they're screaming at the umpires. Like that mic'd up stuff, like the behind the scenes pulling back the curtain type of shit is like what I live for.
The in-game mics are awesome. Like especially
sometimes.
Yeah.
NBA gets a little just like, pass the ball.
I actually hate the NBA in-game mics the most because it's like you would think they're the best at it because they're, it's a trash-talking sport.
100%.
It's pretty stupid, and they do try to do it in-game too where they'll just give you that coverage, whereas like MLB only releases stuff that's fire.
Yep. Yeah. It definitely gets so filtered with the NBA. Like they definitely have raw footage of like I don't want. You could see when Pop or somebody hits their microphone on their side, and like that's the stuff you don't hear. But the stuff you do hear is like, you guys look great out there. You guys look great on there. Just get back on defense. Get back on defense. And then you get Marv Albert like, oh, great insight from one of the best right there. And I'm like, really? What about when he hit the button on his mic and you didn't hear him say like, like, Ginobili, what the fuck are you doing? That was the dumbest shot ever. And it's just like, that's the shit I want to hear.
See, that's what they should do, especially like NFL too. Imagine if they had hot mics and just took a chance on a play. Like, all right, we're going to go into, let's see, Kiko Alonso. He's got a mic in his helmet, and we're just going to, see what he says during this play.
That would be epic.
Even if you just hear him, like, crunching a body when he hits it, like, that'd be cool as you're watching.
100%. I think we'll get to a point where you can sort of get into the microphone, like you pay a subscription to the Cincinnati Bengals or something like that, and you can get in on the play call of like, in the linebacker's helmet as he's getting like the defensive call or something like that. Like we'll be there eventually where you could start hearing that stuff. But you're right. Like when I follow like Chad Johnson, and like he puts out the old NFL sound tapes of him like talking to like Bart Scott, and it's just like Bart Scott's like, no, you don't want to run up on me, like you're too little, and then Chad Johnson's like, just let me play. Like, that's the shit I want to hear. And there was also a good one. I think the Cowboys were playing the Giants on Sunday Night Football. And, like, I think it was Eli is at their line, and he's like, 54 is the mic, 54 is the mic. And you hear the guy, like, loudly go. He's like, I'm not the mic. It just echoed through, like, the TV. It was great.
That's hilarious.
All right, so sidetracking aside, let's start off Thursday Night Football is the first game of the NFL season. Green Bay Packers come to Chi-Town and play the Bears. So Bears are favored by 3, which is pretty good line if you're a Packers fan, because I mean, like, Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. He's gonna be Aaron Rodgers, but I don't know. He's been up like hot and cold lately. What are your thoughts on that game? Big rivalry.
Yeah, this is gonna be a fun game. I usually hate Thursday night games, but the first week is always a good one, and this is a great game.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gambling this, probably just bet on one team or the other straight up. Bet on the Bears straight up or the Packers +3. But I mean, total points is 46 right now. That'll change probably, give or take a point and a half. But I would just pick the over and have some fun with it.
I have a lot of faith in Aaron Rodgers on primetime games. I think like he's the type of guy that like doesn't take any of the extra shit into effect. I mean, like some guys, will try to live up to the game and maybe like overperform or try to overperform. Rodgers, I think, just lets his game speak for himself, and I think those primetime games just bring out the best in him. I think he lives for those moments, whereas Trubisky's still young. I think the good thing for the Bears is that their coach, Nagy, is just a genius. I think like every Bears game I watched last year, he was just like, he made every right play call. It was incredible. Like he would do all of these like goal line plays and bring in like a defensive lineman who like really wouldn't do anything on the play, and then the next time the guy would be catching a touchdown. So like he puts obviously his players in great positions to like succeed. That being said, I still think the Packers are just a better team, and I think Rodgers healthy can just light up any team. I think they don't do well when he's injured, which he's been a lot for the last couple seasons, and they've just had to plug in a lot of different guys. So I see the Packers winning that game.
Damn, going against your...
Yeah, I'll take some heat from the Chi-Town.
Yeah, don't say that too loud walking around there.
Tickets are going as low as $324. Like, I'll pass and just watch that on TV if I'm a Bears or Packers fan. Like, here's a tip. Don't spend $330 on some tickets for a week 1 game. Yeah, like...
No, definitely not.
For any game. I mean, like, that's not even... Yeah, I mean, like... In the Super Bowl, that's a lot of money. Like $330 for 2 hours, is that worth it?
I know. Well, what's off topic for a second? What's the most you've ever spent on a ticket?
I honestly think it might have just been like $150. Like I'm not like a $1,200 something or other. Like I've got some friends who went to I think it was LeBron's. No, it was just a Laker game or something like that. I think it was a primetime game. It was like Lakers somebody. But it was when LeBron was there. And I asked him, like, damn, you dropped all that money on tickets. And he was like, yeah, but it was my birthday, and I wanted to sit close, and I really wanted to enjoy it. So I sort of felt him on that. But, like, still, like, you could have maybe, I don't know, maybe you can have a better time at, like, a bar or something like that. But $330 for week 1, Bears-Packers, I'll pass because those teams might suck at the end of the season as well.
Yeah, it's a little aggressive. I mean, most I've spent is $400, and that was like World Series. So
yeah, World Series. That's I mean, like once in a lifetime. But there's going to be a lot more week 1s.
Exactly. Watch from home.
But NBC does a good job on Thursday nights. I'm a big fan of NBC games. They do Sunday Night Football too, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So they are good. I just don't get into the Thursday night matchups too much, mainly because they suck. This is an exception.
They've had trash games in the past.
Yo, I just remember Color War games, and it's like 13-6, and I'm like, why am I watching this?
What's Color War?
Color War when they have those like the really extreme jerseys, like. The Jets are green, but it's like a really, really like bright green.
I remember that.
They played the Bills one color war a couple of years ago.
Didn't they get in trouble because they were like colorblind people were like, hey, these are the 2 colors we can't see?
Yeah. Green and red.
Genius. Jay-Z, you got to do something about that.
Yeah. That's a good call. I forgot about that.
All right. So I got Packers. I think they actually smack them. What do you think? What you think?
No.
Yeah. I think Rodgers really just going to just like blow the doors off them. Unless the referees start like rigging shit. They have a good job of keeping games close on primetime games.
Yeah, they do. I love the Bears. I mean, I love them being at home. I mean, you could probably talk more about, like, it doesn't make that much of a difference. Chicago seems a little more intense.
I think Rodgers lives for that shit, man. He's played there so many times that it's just like that shit riles him. Like, what could someone really say to him that's going to be like, oh, man, that hurt my feelings? Like, it's the same noise. You're just cheering for a different team.
It's tough because it's like Bears -3. I don't love, but if I'm I'll just take the Bears straight up. Then it's like, all right, yeah, whatever. You know?
Yeah, if you're just picking Bears Packers, you're going Bears, like no spread, nothing.
Yeah, no spread. I would just go Bears, and then if I'm betting, I would just bet the over on 46 total points.
Yeah, isn't it interesting that like there's such optimism going into week 1, and then if the Bears lose big time, it's just like everybody just writes them off. It's just like, get rid of this guy. It's like all it takes is 1-2 weeks for you to really see what your team's going to be like. You know, your running back gets injured or something.
Oh yeah.
And on the flip side, it can go the same way too for the Packers. All right, so let's move on from that game. First game on Sunday, which we've got a lot of investing into, is Jets Bills. So division game. Jets, like I said, every year I think they're going to be amazing. So, like, this is the type of game that I look at every single year, and I'm like, Jets -3, the house on them. You know, it's just like there's so much optimism, and, like, everybody looked great in preseason, and we've got, you know, Fitzpatrick is going to be great, and this and that. Like, all these just weird quarterbacks. So I look at this matchup, and I think the Jets are going to kill the Bills. But then I don't even know who the Bills' quarterback is. Will come out and throw 7 touchdowns and look like Joe Montana.
You talk about living and dying with week 1. If we don't beat the Bills, I'm dying. I don't care. Like, Jets at home against the Bills, they have to win that. That's like a must-win for. It's weird to say week 1, but if they don't win against the Bills week 1, I'm already depressed. I've given up. That's
definitely a must-win. Yeah, you're right. You can't lose to the Bills. So the Bills quarterback is the rookie kid, right? The young guy. What's his name? What's this?
I know. Yeah, it's Allen.
Yes, Josh Allen.
He's good. He is good.
Is he? Is he good?
From what I hear, from what they tweet out. The tweets, man, about practice. He's good in practice.
The Bills are just so irrelevant, though, that it's just like, if you're a Bills fan, and I mean they're very similar to the Knicks, where it's just like you had your shot at a couple Super Bowls when Jim Kelly like went like back to back or whatever, and you lost both. But like realistically, you're never gonna win a Super Bowl like ever soon. Like you're just a team to fill a spot in the NFL.
I've come to hate Bills fans for the most part because, like, I mean,
the whole jumping on tables.
Rockport, and it might be the same with you with Cortland. Like, the Bills fans were too much. They'd be cheering for a touchdown. It's like, okay, well, now you're down by 24.
Exactly.
Like, this makes no sense.
Yeah.
And they're like slamming tables and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, their whole thing is like the jumping through the tables, which is sort of cool for, I guess,
it's
like.
Cool. It's funny.
Yeah, it's funny, but it's just like, realistically. I mean, like their best playoff performance was a couple years ago, and it was like a 9-7 game against the Texans, which is just like boring as shit. And it's just like you lost the game, and now it's just you're back with a young quarterback, and you're in Buffalo. I don't know. Like you said, I think this is a must-win. Like Darnold really has to like just light the shit up. And this is what I think every year. It's like he's gonna light it up for 450 and throw 4 TDs, and Le'Veon's gonna have 2. I could see it happening, but then I could see it not happening.
I feel like I have to bet this one. If
that's the mentality I get every year with the Jets. But then it's like a 13-13 game, and it comes down to a field goal or something, and you either push or like the guy misses, and then the Bills win the game.
I know. That's a thing. It's like you got I gotta take that -3 spread because I know what you're saying because we've been there before, but it does seem a little different this year. And I've been negative on the Jets for like a long time. Like even talking to my friends, they're always so like up and positive about the season. And the last couple of years, I've just buried them. Like, no, man, we're not good. But this year, I do feel different.
I hope so. I mean, hopefully Gase is doing a good job with Darnold, and it seems like Le'Veon's bought in. I like when people on their social media, like athletes on their social media, are posting, them in their Jets uniform, or like a Knicks player is posting themselves in it. Like when their social is all about like the team, I'm all for that. Like obviously over the summer he was posting his whole CD shit and trying to promote that, but like I love what's his name, the kid with the braces, Quentin. From Alabama, the young kid.
Oh yeah, Richardson.
Yeah, I love that kid. I think he's funny. I think he's got a good just energy that the other guys on D are gonna relate to. Hopefully, Greg Williams is giving them some bounty money, and they could bring back the Saints like Super Bowl year. That guy is the shadiest guy in the NFL. I don't like that he's our defensive coordinator, but if he can rile up the guys, then I'm on board for it.
I got no problem really if he put some money on guys' heads.
Neither do I. I mean, do it for our team. I just his whole vibe just bothers me.
Slimy. Yeah, I know what you mean. But when I heard about the bounty, I was like, that sounds pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, I wasn't mad about it. I mean, you play poker. There's there's called a bounty when you knock somebody out of the tournament. So it's technically the same thing, just not really injuring them to where they can potentially not walk again. You're just playing cards. But yeah, no, the bounty's a cool word. All right. I like the Jets. I think we're in agreement there that hopefully it's a good day for Jets fan, and it starts well. 1-0 for them over the Bills. Next game, which Vegas has a lot of hope in these guys, is Browns versus Texans. So Browns are at home. Oh, I'm sorry, Browns versus Titans. There's a lot of positivity around the Browns right now, man. But they are the Browns.
They're good on Madden, man. I played with them last night, and it's they're real good. So it's 5.5, which I kind of like for the Browns, only because the Titans stink so much.
Do they though?
The Browns, they're not going to get tested this week, right? If they lose this, though, people will be on them because they don't shut up.
I think it's almost like the Heat when LeBron and all them went down there the first time around, and everybody thought that they were just going to smack everybody. And they started off, losing a lot of games. It was almost just I think LeBron famously was just Rome wasn't built in one day and all this type of shit. I honestly, if I were to put money on that game, I haven't bet in a while, but I would go all in on the Titans. I see that as maybe a Browns either winning by 3, a game-winning field goal, or the Titans upsetting them, and then the headlines going crazy on the Browns. But then I think they come around and they start winning later on in the season. But it doesn't just mesh week 1. It's not like this training camp shit really prepares you for week 1. It's it's a different ball game. The Titans, I like Vrabel. He's a good coach.
Mariota's good.
I think they were on the cusp of making the playoffs last year. It was down to the final game of the season.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm giving them even too much credit. I think you're right on that. I'm gonna try to check their.
It was it was definitely a shitty record, but it was one of those where it's
9-7.
Yeah, 9-7, and they were right on the cusp. It came down to the last week, for them to make the playoffs. And again, maybe they'll regress a little bit. Mariota's still iffy. I don't think he was the best quarterback, but he's a game manager sort of. I'm definitely all over the Titans that game. Again, I don't think they win. I think the Browns do ultimately win, but I think that's the week 1 highlight where the kicker for the Browns makes a game-winning field goal, and you see OBJ and all them run on the field and tackle the shit out of him.
You know what? I think you may have convinced me. And Vrabel too. I forgot how much I like him.
He's going to have him ready to go, man. Like, he's not some bozo.
No, he's not. He's not. And that's a nice, if you win that, that's nice. I think it's like, right now the money line is plus 188.
Yeah.
So you're doing all right if you just bet the Titans spread. Like, that's not bad at all. And on the other side, it's Browns minus 230. So.
And it's the Cleveland Browns. Like, it's not, like 5.5 is a lot of points to give to the Browns. I really like the Titans in that one. But again, I think the Browns do win by 3, game-winning field goal. And if I'm right on that, that's going to be pretty dope because I'll save this clip.
I really like that guarantee. Like that,
right?
I could see that 100% happening.
I don't even know who their kicker is, but I see him like just coming through and like everybody just piling on him, and then like just Cleveland going crazy. Next one. All right. So we got Ravens, Dolphins. Dolphins, I think, are going to be complete dog shit. Like dog shit. So they just got rid of their like offensive tackle or something like that, Larry Tunsil or something. And also Kenny Stills. Traded them to the Texans. But Baltimore should be pretty good. I'm in on Lamar Jackson. I think he's good. He's very athletic. He can run around the field, which I think he'll revert back to against the Dolphins a little bit. But now he's also starting to put the passing pieces together. So I like the Ravens in this one. Spread's minus 6.5. But I think the Ravens will win this one pretty good, but I don't think they'll be this good for the whole season.
Yeah, I don't know about that spread. This could be definitely an ugly game.
You think though? But the Dolphins are going to be
7.5. So it's like I don't know if I would even take that over. Like
no. This is going to be a low scoring game.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting with Lamar Jackson, like to see him through a full season. Like hopefully he doesn't get injured.
Yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't rely on running that frequently because guys typically do get lit up and hurt.
Yep.
Doing that,
Well, I don't know anything about the Dolphins defense. I don't even know who they're starting. I know Josh Rosen is like, do they let him start? And sort of it's that like tank for Tua thing that everyone's been talking about. Or do you start Fitzpatrick and he gets you to like an 8-8 season, and it's like you're in the middle of the pack. I think, you traded away your best offensive lineman, you traded away one of your best wide receivers. Just throw in the towel, and it sucks to say that week 1, but like just put out Rosen, see if you have anything there. If he sucks, you get the first overall pick. If he's good, then you have a good backup next year or something like that.
So crazy to me how everyone's just so quickly out on Rosen.
Well, the dude has, he didn't really have any playing time in Arizona, right? And then they're just basing everything off of preseason?
Yeah. And Arizona got rid of him, obviously, because they had Kyler Murray, or else they were going to stick with him, so...
Yeah, but if you can't succeed, like if you're supposed to be the number 1 quarterback and you can't even show some flashes of highlights against number 2 defenses, number 3 defenses, like that's a little alarming.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's going to be low scoring. If it's 6.5, jeez. I don't know if the Ravens do beat them by more than 6 points.
You don't think so?
I see the Ravens obviously winning.
I see the Ravens winning by 2 touchdowns at least, maybe more. Like this could be like a 37-6 or something, like something stupid, like Dolphins.
It's like it is the first week for Lamar Jackson, so he's going to be healthy and he's good to go. Like whereas like week 7, week 8, this could be a completely different team if he's a little banged up.
Yeah, and it's in Miami too, so I don't know if that changes things a little bit. But like nobody's coming out to a Dolphins game, especially in like a partial hurricane, to watch.
No, yeah. Are they even going to play that?
I think so.
Good by then.
We have it. We have a source in Miami. We have sources. Who is telling us about the storm that's updating us. So, we've got legit sources down there.
Yeah, he's very informative.
From all of his Snapchats, it looks like it's not raining yet. So, So it looks like they'll play the game from our source. All right, so I like the Ravens big. Sorry, I like them like 2, maybe 3 touchdowns over the Dolphins. What do you think?
I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
So Dolphins winning or just call Dolphins covering the 6.5?
Dolphins covering the 6.5. Ravens winning by field goal.
Wow, that close.
Under 37.5.
Okay. All right. So, all right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think it's going to be very run heavy for the Ravens in terms of their using their running backs and not Lamar Jackson's legs. I think they're going to try to like really implement an offense that's going to try to prolong him for the rest of this season.
I think so, but he could also air that shit out too, man. Like he could just bomb it. I don't know who the receivers are, but he's got a cannon. Like he could. I don't know. I see big highlights from that game of him just like throwing 70-yard touchdown passes, and the Dolphins just like like all over the place. Next matchup, which is just a snooze fest in my eyes. Like if I see this and when I see this on Fox, I'm gonna change the channel. Falcons Vikings. I just have no interest in that game whatsoever. Like I was a Falcons fan when Vic was there, but to me, like I don't like watching their games, and the Vikings the same type of deal. They're boring as shit. So I don't even care who wins that game. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, it's like Vikings are going to win. I think they're going to win by probably 10, and it's like... Over
the Falcons by 10? Kirk Cousins?
It's going to be boring, I think. I do think Cousins is going to do well. I mean,
really?
People are kind of out on him.
I am.
We also have Davin Cook back. I think he breaks it off for like a 60-yard touchdown at some point during that game.
So you don't have any faith in Matt Ryan and like that high-powered offense and the Julio Jones and all that shit?
Not really.
Really?
Not really.
That's a shocker.
It's more so. Actually, it's both. Yeah. Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, they were really good like a while ago.
Yeah.
And they're still obviously good. They got it in them, but they're not doing what they did in 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah,
a lot of people are out on the Falcons. I mean, it's crazy because they were like very good. What was it? Just 2-3 years ago when they made it to the Super Bowl and almost beat the Patriots. See, I'm the opposite. I'm not sold on the Vikings like that. I don't think they're. I mean, like I think their defense is what really carries them. Who's their coach? Is what the hell is that guy's name? It's not coming to me.
What's it? The guy with the glasses.
Yeah. Zimmer, yes. Mike Zimmer?
Yeah.
He's just like a defensive-minded coach. I think he's a great coach. I'm not sold on Cousins. I'm not sold on their offense, so I don't think their defense can, like... I don't know. I like the Falcons in that game. I think the Falcons are a good, like, early season team, and I think they tail off towards the end of the season once, like, Ryan starts getting dinged up and stuff like that. I like the Falcons...
To win it.
To win that game. Yeah, I would take the money line if I was a betting man. So you got Vikings by more than 3.5?
Yeah.
You got them over a double-digit victory, huh?
Yeah, I got Cousins airing it out a little bit.
All right, I'm going to come back to that one next week and remind you what you picked on that one. Next one, NFC East battle. Redskins-Eagles. Redskins, I don't even know who their quarterback is. Is it the rookie they pick? Is it Haskins?
I actually don't know.
I think that's who they're starting. I mean, because I don't know who. Yeah.
Well, Smith is he going to play this year at all or no?
What Smith?
Alex Smith.
Oh, I forgot about Alex Smith.
He's on the Redskins, but well,
he had like a really bad injury, right? Yeah.
Yeah, his leg was just. So it looks like Case Keenum's a week 1 quarterback.
Oh yeah, I did hear that. That guy sucks.
They got quite a depth chart for QBs. They got Alex Smith. I'm assuming he's out for the year.
Yeah.
Case Keenum, Colt McCoy, and then Haskins.
Oh, is Keenum starting over McCoy? Because I thought I saw that they have 4 quarterbacks.
Yeah, well, Alex Smith must be on the IR.
Oh yeah, true. So they're keeping 3 because I was just watching on Hard Knocks that like the Raiders were contemplating keeping 3 quarterbacks. So I guess They are going to keep 3 with the Redskins.
Yeah, make 1 inactive probably.
Yeah, true. ESPN's matchup predictor has the Eagles 83.4% to beat them. So they've got no hope in Washington. But again, this is me just being irrational, where I think I would, if I were to put money on this, I would take Washington just because, like, and again, I'm basing it off of nothing, but just because it's so heavily on the Eagles. And the Eagles are, I mean, there's an unknown about them too. I mean, like, what's his name's coming back? What the hell's that guy's name? Their quarterback.
Wentz.
Carson Wentz. So, like, it's not like there's a made team in them, you know? So I think Washington covers the spread in that game.
The spread is 8.5.
9.5. I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna say that Washington wins that game.
That's crazy.
Watch. I'm writing that one down.
That's insane.
Washington beats Philly.
Write it down and then rip it up.
Boom.
No.
I don't know where it's at. Washington beats
we see it.
Philly. All right? Screenshot that. Do what you got to do. But that's my bold pick of the week. And that's my irrational thinking of, like, shit that happens just because everybody's like, oh, Philly's going to blah, 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 blah. No. Wentz, I'm not sold on the guy. He's been injured a million times. He really hasn't played in a lot of seasons. Washington, if they do start, whatever the guy's name is, he's been around the block. He's won some games. He could steal that game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see that happening at all. It makes no sense to bet the Eagles. I think the money line's like 400, so it's like something that you just probably stay away from, or if you want to parlay it, go ahead. But, I mean, the total points, 45.5. I'd pick the over in that because I do think both teams will score.
I would go under.
Yeah, no, I think both teams are going to score. Think about it. If it's 28-21, it covers it.
You don't see a defensive battle. Like, Keenum sucks, and Wentz is coming back from all of his injuries. I don't know.
You know what's weird is, like, I thought McCoy, because he did well last year for them, so I thought he would have started.
That's what I thought too. I thought that they were going to announce that he was going to be the starter, and he's been around for a while, man.
Yeah, seriously, like a long ass time. Because remember him in college?
Hell yeah, and that was back when I think his coach was still Mac Brown, right?
I think so, yeah. That was so long ago.
Now I just saw the highlight the other night. Did you see Mac Brown? I think he's the coach of North Carolina, maybe? He was like dancing in the locker room like an idiot.
Yeah. They got a squad there, though.
Are they good at North Carolina football?
People are high on their quarterback. Like, really high.
It's just hilarious to me that, like, you know, he could be such an icon at Texas and be like, and then now he's with North Carolina, and it's just like you just change your, you know, like you change your shirt, and it's just like it's just funny seeing these guys who are like
I know
Texas coaches, and now they're with North Carolina, and they're just such iconic names. But like, it's just funny how they can bounce around, you know. But like, kids always get in trouble if they do it.
Well, college coaching is almost like more of a business than fucking NFL coaches. Like,
100%.
They just bounce program to program as soon as they're about to get in trouble.
100%. But it's just funny that, like, I think it was maybe Georgia's coach or something. It's like one day it's like, go Dogs, this and that. And then it's like you're Miami's coach the next week or something like that. And it's just like, you know, they're throwing up the U and all this stuff. It's just like there's no loyalty with the coaches.
Some of them leave before their bowl games.
Yeah.
Wild. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's... Colt McCoy also, if you watch him on an NFL field, he looks tiny. I think he probably is a tiny guy.
I haven't noticed.
Yeah.
I guarantee he will get in this game. And he will score. Yeah, he'll throw a touchdown.
You think so? All right, so that's your bold prediction?
Yeah, I think Case gets rocked in like the first quarter, just crumples. Colt McCoy almost kind of, you know, brings him back.
All right, so here we go. Matt. Colt gets in, throws TD.
Yes. Don't let me down.
All right, this is going to be our highlight game, all right? Because I honestly really think Washington's going to beat Philly.
That'd be crazy.
All right, so this one's circled. All right, let's go back now. We can run through these next ones. Rams, Panthers. Agreeance on, I think, the Rams there. Or actually, is Newton good?
Yeah, but the Rams have a really good team, man.
They do, right? And they got a good coach.
Yeah, it's they're only -3.
Where's that game at?
But the Panthers are really good. Like
in Carolina.
That's at Carolina. So I'm not. I think they like their football there. I guess that might matter a little bit, but I don't know.
That game could maybe be postponed because when is this hurricane supposed to hit?
I don't know. I keep getting updates on my phone and I never just look at them. I just click off.
I keep hearing about it, but like I don't know actually when it's going to hit. Like I thought it was supposed to be over the weekend, and like did it hit and we just don't know about it, or like I don't see any coverage of it on Twitter or anything like that.
Breaking news from 43 minutes ago: Bahamians reportedly urged to use flotation devices and break out of attics as Dorian pounds islands.
Oh Jesus! Yeah, I did hear that Bahamas was getting beat up.
So it's the Bahamas,
and that's it. So is it coming to the U.S.? Does it say?
I thought it was Georgia, Carolina. Last I checked.
Yeah.
Miami, like Florida.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem to.
But what about Carolina?
Close call for Florida as Hurricane Dorian moves closer. Carolina, that's North Carolina they're in.
Yeah, Charlotte, I think, or around Charlotte.
Yeah. So I think they might be fine.
They'll be okay.
Georgia, maybe South Carolina will get it.
Because if it's a sloppy game, I like the Panthers. If it's not, if it's just sunny, whatever, Rams will probably be all right.
That's fair. I don't hate that.
So I think,
I think the Rams are too good for them right now, and I think the Panthers are gonna be very good this year. You
think the Panthers are gonna be very good?
I think so.
What, you sold on Cam Newton?
Yeah, I've always been on him. I think it's like.
Is he good?
I think he's decent.
I mean, like he hasn't really done much. I mean, they made it to the Super Bowl a while ago.
Yeah, no, that's right.
And he was injured last year, right?
Yeah, he was injured a little bit last year. They still were in second place, but they had like a 7-9 record. Like that was a bad division. So.
And who knows? Maybe his leg starts cramping up. That guy did not give up his seat on the airplane for $1,500 cash, so that injury could come back to haunt him.
Yo, I would have gave that up in a heartbeat. Or you know what I would have done? I would have been like, yo, Cam Newton, 5 G's, man.
Yeah, you parlay. Yeah, I mean, like he really wanted it. You counter offer back. You don't take that first deal, or you parlay it into like, I don't need the cash, but like I'm a big Panthers fan. Give me season tickets, and you get something like worthwhile out of it.
I would be like, yo, pay for my fucking student loans.
Yes. Yeah. No, I would like. It would have been nice with that video if there was a little bit more back and forth. It just like I don't know how that guy won and just turned it down so quickly. Like is he? I guess if you're going to Italy, you got some money in the bank, but still like to just quickly.
Yeah, you got first class for that. You got some money where $1,500 is probably a slap in the face a little bit. Yeah,
but was it first class? Because Cam looks like he's sitting just in a regular coach seat. It wasn't too far away from where that guy was sitting.
Yeah, I think it was because they didn't have the curtain, right?
No.
I think it was like the first class right before you get to the curtain.
Yeah.
Not sure how that really works. I haven't been through the curtain yet.
I've never had to make a left when I've boarded my plane. I'm always a right, and then it's like 2 all the way back.
Right every time.
Group 5 all the way back.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the guy turned it down.
That dude had some serious leg room, though.
Oh yeah, he was chilling. But it would have been interesting if he did counter him and was just like, pushed him to like, well, how much you got in your pocket or something like that, because Cam looked like he would have said yes to a lot right there, because he even followed up with like, you sure? And the guy was like, yeah, I'm sure. And then he bounced,
Yeah.
And he pulled out a wad. So if he's holding $1,500, he's definitely holding at least like 5 G's. You're right.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even care what's in his wallet. You could I would call him out if he never paid me.
Yeah.
I don't need the money right then and there. Open up a Venmo, send me a check, do whatever, but it's upwards of 5 G's.
Yeah, I would low-key...
You gotta help me out a little bit, man.
100%. 100%. And I would low-key, like, if I worked for the airlines going forward, find out where Cam's sitting and sort of, like, if you've got a boy, tell him, like, yo, I'm going to put him in this seat. He'll be in this seat. If he comes up to you, press him on some money. Like, if I got any boys that work for, or any listeners that work for JetBlue or United, and you know of any celebrities or, like, athletes with big legs flying, put them in a coach seat. I'll pay a little bit extra, get the first class, and I'll roll the dice to see if they offer me money for my seat.
That sounds like a good business plan.
Right?
Yeah.
That's you heard this offer here first. All right, so we got Rams on a sunny day, Panthers on a wet day. Next, Chiefs Jaguars. I don't know too much about the Jaguars. Oh, they've got Nick Foles, which, I mean, he's pretty good, but I mean, everybody's sold on Pat Mahomes. But ESPN has this as like a 50-50 pick'em type of deal. What's the spread? Oh, no. Yeah. No, 4.5. No. KC's 4-point favorite. So, I mean, Mahomes had a great first season, but, like, is that enough to tell if he's going to be really good?
Yeah, it's like that's a nice one to take. I mean,
for KC.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, they got to win by a touchdown. Of course they got it, you know? I mean, Foles is good, but I don't know what he's going to do in Jacksonville. Like, he was surrounded by a really good team when he was with Philly.
But I mean, you forget Jacksonville like had a really good defense. That was the whole Saxonville like.
Yeah.
I'm really high on Tom Coughlin. I think he's like a good like organizational guy, and he's like the head of their football. And I think he sets a good tone, and I think the players follow, and like he's just got a good idea of what he wants to do with the team. But that being said, I think the Chiefs win that game. But that could be another field goal game. That could be they win on a last-second field goal.
Agreed with that. Total points is 52.5, I think. So, I mean, I would go under, honestly.
Really?
Because you said, like,
the defense?
How good the Jaguars' defense is really good.
Yeah.
That's a lot of points, 52.5.
Yeah, it is. That is a lot of points. But then again, the Chiefs light it up, you know? And they just got Shady McCoy. He got released by Buffalo, and Andy Reid picked him up, so that could be a nice little connection, you know, to revive his career. I think they got him for a 1-year deal. So we'll see. I don't know who their running back was before that, because the other dude went to, I think, the Browns, the one who was hitting his girlfriend.
Kareem Hunt.
Hunt, good man. Sarcasm. But yeah, I think the Chiefs win on a game-winning field goal there.
Yeah,
shout out to Kansas City.
Games.
Where's that one? That one's in Jacksonville. Oof.
So then, if you were betting on this, you would pick Jaguars to cover it.
Yeah, I'd probably take the Jaguars, and I like the fact that they're home too.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think I would just pick Chiefs all the way.
I could even say winning by
a close game. I think winning by a touchdown.
Touchdown on the road.
Yeah, I think we'll do. I would do 28-20, 28-21.
Okay. Yeah, I see a 3-point game. I see the Chiefs winning, but I could also see the Jaguars having that game-winning field goal. It's a game-winning field goal either way. If I had to bet, I would say the Chiefs are the one making the game-winning field goal, but I could also see the Jaguars winning at home with a game-winning field goal. Next is Colts Chargers. Colts, I think, are just going to be in disarray. It's not even like they can like be on some like let's pull it back together. Their starting quarterback just retired on them, which has to be so demoralizing if you're a team. You know, like they just signed, I think, Brian Hoyer to a 3-year deal. Dude got 3 years, like $12 million to be a backup, which is incredible.
I know, that's awesome.
It's awesome. Yeah. You want to be a backup quarterback if you're trying to be an athlete. What are you aspiring to be? A backup quarterback would be a great role. a relief pitcher, maybe a right fielder.
I mean, yeah. I would say a starting pitcher over that, too, because you're working one of every 5 days.
Yeah, that too. But a relief pitcher is less than that. I mean, like...
yeah, relief pitcher first, probably.
Yeah, and then... Or a DH. Just a really good DH.
Relief pitchers are probably, like, if you're talking, like, financial, like, comparing the two sports,
yeah,
they're probably, like, the backup quarterbacks of the MLB. So to speak, with the same, like 3 years, $12 million is a very relief pitcher type contract.
Yeah,
like middle of the road guy.
I like sort of had a little crush on the Miami Dolphins backup quarterback. Not crush, but like I just always admired him because it's like he lived in Miami and he was like their backup quarterback for like it had to have been like 9 or 10 years. Matt Moore.
Oh yeah.
He was there, gotta be like forever. And he was just always a backup. Lived in Miami, probably got paid millions of dollars, and then occasionally came in and played like one game, threw like 5 touchdowns, and just bought himself 3 more seasons.
Yeah, no one ever hates a guy like that. Pretty handsome dude, honestly.
Oh, good looking dude too, yeah.
Yeah, nothing weird, but like. He's living good out there. I forgot. Super
good. And then low key, there was the guy. I don't know if you remember, but the Packers had a Monday night game, and they had a quarterback. I think it was like Matt Flynn. Just lit it up for like 6 touchdowns. Got paid by the Seahawks, and then they drafted Russell Wilson, and the guy never played a game. Dude,
he still might be under contract.
He has to be.
He's one of my heroes because he worked hard one game and it was just like it's over, man. Like I got what I needed. Like I'm good. I don't care about starting. Like,
it was a Monday night.
It in.
Monday night primetime game, just lit it up. Like he lit it up. It was just like he was throwing dimes in the end zone.
Does he still play?
Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw him as like a third stringer somewhere or on a practice squad. Or
he's out, man. He's 34 years old.
He's definitely in Montana right now and just goes like skeet shooting or something.
Yeah, like 34 years old. After he signed that contract, he that next year he made 3 appearances, didn't start a single game.
Jesus.
But with his contract and his signing bonus, he made $8 million that year alone.
Wow.
So.
Does it say what his contract was?
What was his contract?
It had to have been 30 plus or 40 plus. Like a 5-year, $40 million or something. It could have been more than that, too. That guy's chilling. I want to just, like, me and you have, like, an awesome sports buffet one time and then just have ESPN be like, we'll give you $12 million. You guys killed it on Monday.
And then just shit the bed the rest of the way.
No, and then they're like, you guys have been replaced by... we're putting Tony Kornheiser and Michael Wilbon back in the air. But we'll still pay you.
We owe you, yeah. Dude, I like that, yeah. Career earnings, I'm trying to find, because he only played 7 years, so he must have played the full 4 in college, because he's 34.
Yeah, he was an old guy. Even with the Packers, he was super old. And that's why I was so surprised when they freaking paid him, and then there was the whole controversy of, like, are they going to start Russell Wilson over this guy? Because, like, we just paid him all this money. But maybe he didn't get the full contract because NFL, it's not guaranteed.
Yeah, okay, so you know what it is? He didn't get the... I'm looking at it right now. So looks like I'm zoning out. I'm not. Yeah, he didn't get the full contract. You're right. So maybe he's a little salty about that, but it's still... He got that $8 million signing bonus. He made a total of $19 million in his career.
Wow.
And so, yeah, the bonuses, he's made like $13 million of that $19 million alone in signing bonuses. Just signing. The other shit, he's like not making anything.
That's incredible. Good for him.
Yeah.
I mean, like all you need to do is just have one good performance, and the team is desperate, and they'll sign you. Look at the Colts. They just signed Hoyer, like I said, 3 years. It was like $12 million or something. He'll be a backup to Brissett. All right, so going back to that game, I think the Chargers beat them pretty good. That's
Same.
in Los Angeles too.
It's gonna be a sad, rough season for the Colts. I feel
It's gonna be ugly for the Colts. I don't even know who their coach is, but I feel bad for the guy.
Yeah, he might be.
Next one is Seahawks Bengals. Vegas has the Seahawks as a 9.5 favorite. Are the Bengals that bad?
Yeah.
AJ Green is out. I don't know with what, but he's not playing. And do they still have Andy Dalton?
Yeah, he's not playing because he's just like, this sucks.
Yeah,
I'm surprised he's never complained.
Imagine out, and then it's just in quotes. It just says "team sucks."
That's the reason. I mean, and then what would you say? Just be like, all right, fair enough.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at him.
Yeah, like, all right, carry on. I mean, that's a better excuse than fucking the helmet one with Antonio.
Yeah. Oh, wait. So Marvin Lewis isn't the coach anymore, right? They didn't do like a pull him back, or is he the coach?
I feel like he'll always be the coach.
I know.
No, he's not. No,
he's not, right? Because I know.
Zach Taylor.
Okay, because it was like 2 seasons where like there's always this young surprising coach who like pulls their team around. I don't know if it'll be the Bengals, but I know Packers have a new coach, Bengals have a new coach, Dolphins have a new coach. I don't know who the Colts coach is.
Jets have a new coach.
Jets have a new coach, but like he's been in the division.
Like a first year.
Yeah, just like a young, random.
Yeah.
I think the Bucks have a new coach. Yeah, Bucks have who'd the Bucks get? They got someone from the Bears, or they were gonna get. Yes, I think it was the Bears offensive coordinator.
No, they got.
Oh, the guy from Arizona, Arians.
Arians, yeah.
Yeah, he's good. We'll get to the Bucks. I think they play some. So who do so Seahawks just smacking the Bengals in this game?
Yeah, I feel like that's fairly easy. I don't even know if that's like worth betting because again, the money line's 400.
Yeah, 9.5's a lot.
Bet on the Seahawks to win by 10, which they will. So it's a safe bet. Honestly, that's crazy that that's a safe bet, but it's a safe bet. Seahawks are gonna win by more than 9 points against the Bengals.
But again, it's a week 1 game, and it's just like I see a lot of just like field goal games. But yeah, maybe they smack them. Next one's pretty interesting.
It's one of those games that seems like so obvious that I'll probably, you're probably wrong on it.
Yeah. Next one, week 1 game, which is pretty exciting. Giants Cowboys. Don't know if Zeke's gonna play. I doubt they can like sign him and he'd get ready to play in week 1 already. So he's probably out. Yeah, he's not even on the depth chart thing. But I don't know. I think Eli. It'd be interesting with Eli, man, because this is his like real last season to, prove that he is worthy of being the starter, and then maybe he plays next season and sort of just like the mentor to Daniel Jones. Cowboys are favored by 7. I don't know. Saquon's good. I like the Giants in that game.
To win or to cover?
I think to win. I think the Giants win, and then there's a lot of pressure on the Cowboys to sign Zeke and then also figure out what they're going to do with Dak, and what's his name? Jason Garrett. I think this is going to be his last season. See, their tickets to this game are as low as $47, which surprises me because it's like Giants Cowboys opening day in Dallas. Yeah. And tickets as low as $47. That's surprising.
That is.
Right? I would figure at least $100 to get, but they also have so many damn seats in that stadium that $47 is you're probably standing like on a window washing thing.
I got to go with Giants covering. I think Cowboys pull it out. I think it's a close game. I think Eli does enough to like stop people from talking about Daniel Jones for a week or two.
You don't see him throwing like a game losing pick to the house that like puts the Cowboys up by 14.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I mean, for his sake, I hope not. At least
I know.
I do think he is their starter for this year. At least for the first half.
That's what I was gonna say. You think he makes it the whole year?
That's tough because that's like predicting the Giants season.
Yeah.
I think he makes it 3/4 of the way, probably 11, 12 games, and because the Giants, they all beat up on each other in that division. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna beat the Redskins. They might take one from Dallas when Dallas comes to them.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like the Giants made bold moves getting rid of OBJ. I think they'll be decent. I think that whole NFC East is just up in the air. I mean, like Wentz, you don't know what he's going to be. Obviously, everybody's probably picking the Eagles to win that division. But the Giants are just like, they're always just status quo, and they just go about their business. That like I could see them surprising people and being okay. But we'll see. I like the Giants in that game though. I think they win. I would take the money line in that game.
Damn, trying to get paid.
Yeah, I'm trying to get paid this week.
Right.
Next one is Lions Cardinals. I think Stafford lights that one up. They're -2.5. I don't think. Actually, I'm selling myself on the Cardinals right now. I think that the rookie shakes out of it, and that's a game-winning field goal for the Cardinals.
I'm betting on the Cardinals winning this.
Yeah, you're sold on the young guy. What's his name?
Yeah, Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray.
Yeah, I'm in on him. I'm in on Kingsbury as the coach.
Yeah. So we're out on the Lions, though. It's enough already with Stafford and the guy from New England.
They've just held on long enough. Like Stafford's been just good enough to kind of maintain what they've been doing over the last however many years.
Yeah.
It feels like he's been there forever.
Great fantasy guy, but like just like not gonna do much more than maybe like a 7 and 9.
Yeah, and they'll always stick around.
Yep.
But it's like, they're not gonna have a shit season. But it's like, what is 7 and 9? What is that getting you?
Nowhere.
Really.
Nowhere.
8 and 8.
Some exciting games, but like they're not gonna do much. But yeah, I sold myself on the Cardinals, and you like the Cardinals, so I think we agree there. Next one is a pick-em between the 49ers and Bucks. I think Jimmy G's back.
Mm-hmm.
I think I like the Niners in that game. What do you like?
That's a pick 'em. Wow, that's crazy.
Jameis is. I don't know. I don't like Jameis. I don't think he's solid.
Dude, he did all right last year when he came back.
Yeah, and you also haven't heard a lot out of the Bucks, and he's been pretty quiet, and maybe he's been doing well. I still like.
It's such a tough game. It's like you can argue either way. I get it. I'll just pick the Bucks just for the hell of it.
Okay, that we'll come back to this game too. So I like San Fran.
Yeah.
And you like the Bucks. All right. Steelers Pats. Ooh, that's a good Sunday night game. Some good Week 1 games. Like I wasn't really sold on the NFL season before I started looking at these picks. And this is the first time I'm seeing these picks, but like there's some good football. It's not just like some bum teams on Sunday Night Football. NFL knew what they were doing this Week 1. I'm a little bit tired of Ben Roethlisberger. I think he has just been annoying lately. I think he's just commenting on the AB stuff, and like he's sort of just been in front of the camera too much for my liking. But I think this is the type of game that the Steelers win. I don't think the Patriots really care too much either way if they win or lose. But I see the Steelers winning this one.
And this is a game that like Patriots do lose.
Yeah.
They lose when it really doesn't matter in the beginning of the year.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
They don't care that it's a primetime game and that they will lose because it's like they're going to be there in the end.
Yeah, like now would be the time to pick someone to beat the Patriots. Because like come week 9, 10.
It is in New England though.
End of the season, no. So that being said,
game's in New England.
Yeah, the game's in New England. I don't love the Steelers team,
Neither do I.
I like the running back. I like Connor.
Yeah, Connor.
But is he? You know, he did it 1 year.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the Steelers, but then again, it's so easy to like think both sides of it. But the Patriots also can, just have a type of game that they revert back to like a late season form and play well. But I think the Steelers are more prone to like stepping up to these type of games. Roethlisberger, I think he cares about these games more than maybe Brady does at this point. So he, sometimes performs a little better in these like early week 1, week 2 like primetime matchups. So I would pick the Steelers to win this one.
I'll go with that too.
Yeah.
I'll go with that too. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
They gotta lose at some point. So
yeah.
Might as well be week 1.
Yeah. All right. Monday Night Football. Texans Saints. To me, I don't really care about that game too much, but Texans just got rid of Jadeveon Clowney. But they picked up that offensive lineman to protect Deshaun Watson. They still have, what's his name, the receiver, who's very good. The hell's the guy's name?
DH is his initials. What is
Hopkins.
it?
DeAndre Hopkins.
I was going to say something like Dwayne
Haskins?
Haskins, yeah.
I don't know. I like New Orleans. Actually, I like the Texans on Monday Night Football. I'll take the Texans there. What's the spread? Oh, how much do you think the tickets were going for on Steelers-Pats?
Lowest ticket, I would say 80.
Tickets as low as $286.
No shit, really.
You were close.
Yeah, you would think that like it's in New England. I'm thinking they've been there. They don't really need to go to the game.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Damn, that's surprising.
That's a lot of money for an opening season game. Was that more than the Bears-Packers? Or Bears-Packers was 300 something, right?
I think Bears-Packers was 3 something.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. Back to Texans Saints. Who do you like in that one?
Yeah, I like the Saints for this week. I don't know.
I'm gonna write that one down too. So you like the Saints? I like the Texans. Saints are
and like
a 7-point favorite.
I never love when a team makes this many moves when you got a week left to go for this season.
You're saying for the Texans?
Yeah. So it's like getting those guys acclimated to whatever playbook that they're following for week 1. I mean, I'm assuming they're all playing. You got plenty of time for that, but I don't know.
I'm more of a fan of that. Like, I've always been the type in baseball or whatever sport I've been playing where if it's just like a quick reaction just thrown into the mix and you don't have time to really like have a big notebook and figure out like, and you just do what you do and block block for the quarterback or like Kenny Stills running out, I'm sold on that. Like, I like that. Like, you just get thrown into it and catch an 80-yard deep. Like, it's just like go route.
Keep it simple. I get that. Just you traded Jadeveon Clowney basically because they couldn't come to terms on a long-term contract.
Oh, is that what it was?
That's like, damn, dude. Like, no matter who you get back, that's tough to swallow. Especially week 1. I'm not saying by week 5 or 6 they'll get used to whatever.
That's big for the defense, yeah, because I mean he's a big void to fill, and JJ can only do so much. And yeah, they got 2 offensive players, and that fills a big hole in defense. So like, it could be a long running day for whoever the Saints running back. Oh, they got the guy Alvin Kamara, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy he's gonna light them up. But I'll just go the opposite way. I'll pick the Texans. Then the last Monday Night Football game, Broncos Raiders. I'm so high on John Gruden. I love Hard Knocks. I love his whole swagger. Broncos have Joe Flacco, but I'm gonna buy the Raiders just from I feel connected to their team through Hard Knocks. I think they beat the Broncos week 1.
Yeah, pretty much the same here.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna beat them. I am high on them because of the publicity that they've gotten with the show and everything, and also Flacco.
He's a little old.
I've never really been too much of a fan. I think he'll do well enough with the Broncos, but that's definitely going to be a low-scoring game. Just like clock management all all around.
100%.
So I would take the under on 43.5 with them. It's
Yeah.
a low under, but it's like, I don't know. I don't see those guys really scoring too much.
Yeah,
Even
neither
the Raiders,
do I.
I don't see them as like, Derek Carr's. He's a game management guy.
Yeah, I agree. But then again, maybe Gruden switches it up and AB's running wild and he's testing, they're throwing it. We'll see. I like the Raiders in that game too. So hopefully we ran through all the games and you guys understand who we picked, because it was I know I waver back and forth a lot, but it's like I can always sell myself either way,
Everything looks so good, especially like when you're looking at the line.
Yeah. You could talk yourself into, you're like, 7 with the Giants? Are you kidding me? Like, they don't have Zeke, the Cowboys. Yeah, you could talk yourself into a lot. But week 1 is just a wild card. You just don't know what you're going to get from teams. One guy can go off, and then it's like fantasy has to change their whole script because it's like someone went off and now you got to start drafting new guys. It works like that, right? I mean, like week 1, week 2, you start figuring out like, oh shit, the Chiefs have this guy. I don't know, who is he? And then he went off for 400 yards or something.
Yeah. First couple of weeks are always like big with the waiver wire because there are guys out there like that. There's injuries that happen and young guys step up.
Yeah. All right. So those are our picks. Do we want to run through the conferences real quick? We could do it real fast.
Yeah.
AFC East.
Yeah, rapid fire.
AFC East, we got Buffalo, New England, Miami, Jets. How's that shape out?
It's got to be Pats, Jets, and Buffalo, Dolphins toss-up.
Yeah, I agree there. I think with Brady still there, I think they're always going to be the class, or the top of the class. Although in preseason, Buffalo went 4-0, New England went 3-1, Miami went 3-1, and the Jets went 2-2. But that means nothing.
No.
All right, so we got Pats, Jets, Buffalo, Miami toss at the bottom there. AFC North is Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Cincinnati. Who do you like there?
I got Cleveland, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati.
Cleveland, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati.
Yeah.
So Baltimore preseason went 4-0, Pitt went 3-1, Cleveland 3-1, and Cincy 1-3. Cleveland, they're just, they're the Browns. And it's like, how can you pick them to win the division? I'm going to go
the year.
Different. I'm going to go Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Baltimore, Cincinnati. But I could easily swap Baltimore and Pittsburgh.
That's okay.
I could see Baltimore winning that division.
Yeah.
AFC South, Tennessee, Indianapolis, Houston, and Jacksonville. This is just like a boring division.
Yeah. This is like, wow, I didn't know Jacksonville was dead last in that division last year.
And so Tennessee went 2-2, Indianapolis went 1-3, Houston 1-3, Jacksonville 0-4 in the preseason. Which, you don't want to take a lot of stock in preseason, but 0-4 sucks. Sometimes that translates over.
Yeah, I'm doing Houston, Tennessee, Jacksonville, Indianapolis.
So Houston to win that division, huh?
Yeah, why not?
I'm going to switch it up. I like Foles. I think he's a good quarterback. I'm going to go Jacksonville, Houston, Tennessee, Indianapolis.
Last to first.
Oh, Jacksonville was last year? Oh, they had Bortles, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so when was their defense good? 2 years ago?
Yeah, they were all right last year.
Uh-huh.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Really good 2 years ago.
All right, AFC West, Oakland, Denver, Chargers, Kansas City. That's a good division.
That is. That's exciting. Got to do KC, Chargers, Oakland, then Denver.
Oof.
That's a tough division.
So you're sold on Mahomes like that?
Yeah. Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Is he that good? I know he's good, but is he that good?
I think so. Well,
yeah.
You look at the other quarterbacks, too. Is he better than... Are you taking him over Phillip Rivers in a game this year? Yeah, you are. Are you taking him over Derek Carr? Yeah.
Rivers is the one where it's like, you'll take him over Rivers.
Yeah.
All right.
Football, yeah. And making children? No, I take Rivers.
All right, so I guess I'll go with you. I like... I'll go Chiefs, Chargers, Oakland, Denver. That's what you went, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that. All right, NFC, Giants, Cowboys, Eagles, Redskins. Giants went 4-0 in the preseason.
Yeah, that's...
Doesn't mean anything, I know, but it just looks nice.
I'll do Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, Redskins.
Wow.
I
Giants
think that's
third.
like what a lot of people do.
I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going to say Giants, Philly, Dallas, Washington. And I think the Giants, it's going to start slow with Eli, but I think a part of this 4-0 is that kid Daniel Jones playing pretty well. And it could be like they go 0-2 and then the media and everybody starts chanting and then he turns the season around.
So you're saying he's going to lead the Giants to
dynasty.
to a division title.
He could maybe even get in week 1 against Dallas. Like it could be like a 14-0 and then like Eli's just not moving the offense, and they put him in right away. Fuck it.
I wonder if they would have the balls to do that.
Yeah, that would be a tough call. But
yeah.
If it's just a stalemate 14-0, or like a 7-0 to the third quarter, and they just haven't moved the ball, I think you almost have to think, you really, really have to think about it if you're the coach.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, NFC North is Minnesota, Green Bay, Chicago, Detroit.
I'm doing the Bears.
The Bears, really? I'm not sold on the Bears, man. I'm not sold on Trubisky.
Yeah. The Bears, the Packers, the Vikings, the Lions.
Wow. I like Green Bay, Minnesota, Chicago, Detroit. And I can flip-flop Detroit and Chicago and Minnesota. I don't like Trubisky. I don't think he's good. I think he's good, but I don't think he's great. I think their coach helped them a lot last season, but I think a healthy Rodgers is going to be too good. NFC South, Tampa Bay, Carolina, New Orleans, Atlanta. That's another good division. Oh, sort of.
Yeah. It was rough. They were all rough last year except for the Saints.
Yeah.
You got Saints first. Saints, Carolina, Bucks, Falcons.
Okay. Yeah, I like that too. I'll flip-flop Atlanta, Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
And then NFC West is Seattle, San Francisco, Rams, Arizona.
See, now that's a solid division this year. Rams, Seahawks are 1 and 2.
Yeah, one of those teams are a wild card.
I'm going to pick the Cardinals over the 49ers here for third.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Garoppolo started off well, but yeah, the injury's it's gonna be lingering for a while. Yeah, I like that too. Rams, Seattle, with the flip-flopping there, and then Arizona, San Francisco. So those are all of our football picks. We got the scores for week 1. We've got some highlighted games. I like Washington beating Philly, which we're going to come back to. And then Matt said the Colts. Oh, no. You said Colt McCoy gets in and throws a touchdown for the Redskins.
Yeah.
All right, so our game to watch is Washington and Philly. Boring game, but we've got a lot riding on it for Sports Buffet talk. Now, before we leave, couple different things. First, I want to ask you about LeBron. How does this guy try to copyright Taco Tuesday? That's just a number one bozo move right there.
It's not a thing, right? Like he's not going to succeed in this.
I can't. I mean, I feel like it has to be copyrighted already by somebody. And people have been saying Taco Tuesday since '88. It's just Taco Tuesday is Taco Tuesday. You didn't invent that.
Yeah, there's actually a previous trademark to it from some. It's literally a restaurant in Wyoming called Taco John's, and they trademarked it, and then they got rid of the trademark, and that was in the 80s.
Well, so that was a dumb move of them to get rid of that trademark. I don't know how you get rid of it.
It's keep paying for it. Yeah, that makes no sense. But I don't know. I mean, what does that entail? That I can't make tacos on Tuesday?
Yeah, that's right. What? I can't say Taco Tuesday anymore? You can come after a podcast for saying Taco Tuesday now?
Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday. Yeah, so that pisses me off a little bit that he would try and do that. I got mad at Tom Brady, try to copyright Tom Terrific or Tommy Terrific or something.
Yeah. He got denied too. I was happy about that.
Yeah, so hopefully LeBron gets shut down on that one. But if you've got a lot of money, you can just Like, if I get super rich, can I try and copyright, like, Throwback Thursday?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and they'll call you a savvy businessman. Like Darren Rovell, I think, tweeted about LeBron, like, and his business acumen continues to grow as he files for the Taco Tuesday trademark. It's like, dude,
what?
That is not business savvy.
Yeah. Like, should I go after Nike and try to get Just Do It? Because it's just like, and be savvy? Just go against them? Yeah, LeBron got me mad about that one. Yeah, just hit it. That will work. And then you brought this one to my attention, which had me laughing. Was I'll let you explain it. The college football coach.
Yeah, so it's Liberty versus Syracuse. The Liberty head coach had some serious back pain and was laid up in the hospital all week. Yeah, Hugh Freeze. It's also a great name.
Gangster name.
And he was coaching from his hospital bed. I guess he had a huge window that he could see outside.
But it might have been in the stadium, is what I was saying to you, is because they show the Syracuse coach like pointing up to him and him like waving back. So I think he was in the stadium.
Yeah, no, I think it was like the hospital must have like gotten this room so he could have this view of the stadium. You know what I'm saying? And they had reporters interviewing him mid-game. Like he conducted a post-game press conference where he was on a TV and they had reporters fill the room. They had reporters fill the room and ask him questions through it. Yeah.
And they put the green screen behind him. It's almost, and I said this to you, it's just like, do you not have any faith in your assistant coaches that you have to get wheeled in from your hospital bed? Or like, take the week off, dude. It's Liberty. Like, you're not Alabama. You're Liberty football. I think they'll be okay if you missed 1 week.
See, that's why I think this is a good move, because now he's on everyone's radar.
I guess so, but it's almost just like a joke, though.
If he does decent, and then he's this guy, and then a bigger school comes to take him. I think this was like kind of planned out a little bit. Like, let me get into,
He looks familiar, like he's coached somewhere.
Not to shit on Liberty or anything, but like a real football school.
Yeah, I mean, but they still lost 24-0 to Syracuse, so it's almost just like
no one's talking about that.
They're just talking about him coaching. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
shout out to Syracuse though.
How much like how crazy he is and how he's that guy, and like he gave this motivational speech from his hospital bed, even though it's a little weird. It's a lot of weird, but
it's very weird. I would not cover that if I was ESPN, but like, how is he allowed to, there's no rules against him, like his safety? I mean, like UFC fighters have to get looked at by like physicians after they fight and all this stuff. It's like, if he's seriously in his hospital bed, is it safe for him to be coaching? Like, are there no rules against that?
Yeah, I mean, maybe he had a few back spasms at some point where, they gave up a big play and he's just in pain, but he's still going through with it.
It reminds me.
I think it's smart. He used to coach, I think it was at like Ole Miss.
Yeah, he looks familiar. That's yeah.
So he was at like the big school at one point, but
he definitely is doing this for. He's trying to get attention from this.
Yeah.
It reminds me of. Do you remember? Was it Major League where the manager was in the hospital bed? And he's cheering from the hospital bed while they were playing the White Sox in the playoffs or whatever. And they were going against, like, Jack Parkman. You remember the manager was, like, that old guy with the mustache in the hospital bed? And he's, like, cheering. And then, the nurse comes in and he's, like, jumping around. Oh, you got to remember that.
Is this a movie or is this...
Major League!
Oh, the movie.
Yeah. No, not like Joe Torre's in his hospital bed and, like... No, Major League, he's got his Indians hat on and he's in the hospital bed. You remember that, right?
Yeah. And you said Jack Parkman too. I'm like, that's the movie.
Yeah.
That's not a real guy.
Yeah, he was in his bed and he's like yelling and like they're worried for him, but like I think they went on winning the game, unlike this clown. But yeah, there were some exciting. It's always fun watching opening week of like college football. I think Maryland won like 72-0 or something, or like 69-0, or something like some ridiculous score that it's just like there was that SpongeBob meme going around of like SpongeBob standing up in his like chair, and it was like the third quarter, and they put half the meme and they put the scoreboard next to it, and it's SpongeBob standing up, and it's just like, all right, I think I'm gonna go home now.
Yeah.
What do you do if you're the coach and you're losing 72-0? Like, what are you saying on the headsets?
Well, that's like before the game. You got to realize like you're not trying to win the game. You're trying to not lose 72-0. You're trying to lose like 45-13 or something. You know, like right? Like if it's that much of a mismatch, you kind of know what
you're gonna get smacked. I know. And it's just like a lot of these seasons. If it's not like a primetime opening season game like a Florida, Miami, or something like that, there's gonna be that week where Alabama is playing like Howard University or someone just terrible and just blows the doors off them. That like, if you're the head coach of the other team, it's just like, if you get one touchdown, it's like your Super Bowl.
That's when you let the backups coach.
Yeah, let the backups coach, or if you're the head coach, find a room at a hospital or something like that and just phone it in. But fuck this guy though for not like trusting his assistant coaches and just like stealing all the attention from his team, and like that's basically what he did and just put it all on him, you know.
It's calculated.
Super calculated.
I kind of like it.
Yeah.
Get his name out there.
I guess so, and it puts Liberty on the map. I mean, if they just lost 24-0 to Syracuse, it would have just been like a blip, like on the bottom ticketer, you know.
I didn't even know the score of the game.
Yeah, see,
of this guy.
Now you know. Quickly, U.S. Open coverage, just so we don't hate on tennis. The girl Osaka, I just saw, lost. So she won last year. She was the one who beat Serena. She lost to Belinda Bencic. So
can you go pro at any age with tennis?
It seems like it. It looks like it because there's some young kids.
14, at least 14.
Wow. And in golf, I think you have to make a decision of like what you're gonna do. You know.
Because then, you can't go back to college and try to play.
Yeah.
With tennis, I'm sure you can't. Like, if you go pro, you go pro. You can't like, all right, this didn't work. I'm 18 now. I'm playing college.
Yeah, true. I don't know. There's probably some different. Each sport is so different. If it's not like a mainstream sport, then they really don't care as much. But if it's like a big time sport, then they start worrying because they're just haters. Well, that's all I got. Anything else you want to add? We ran through a lot of football there. Football heavy episode. And then we're going to see our predictions next week.
A lot of football predictions will be fun to keep track of too.
Yeah.
If we have standings on those 2 or 3 games that we bet against each other.
Yeah.
We could do that.
Yep, I've got San Francisco. I like San Francisco. You like the Bucks.
Yep.
I like the Texans. You like the Saints. And I'm telling you, bet the house on Washington. They're going to steal that game against Philly.
Yeah, that's like a guaranteed 1-0 for me right there.
Bet the house on Washington. I promise you, you will not lose your money.
Yeah, you will lose all of your money. Don't tell people to do that.
And ask us any football questions. If you got questions, ask them. I didn't check last week. I don't think anybody asked any questions. But
we actually
do we have any questions?
One that I'll bring it up because it should be answered.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Colin Kaepernick.
What was it?
Like, if he were to, like, this is probably his last chance to be in the league, right?
You think so? I mean, but, like, then again, there's all these other guys that they randomly pull out of grocery stores and shit. So, like, I wouldn't be surprised if 6 years later someone calls him up.
Maybe, but it's like, it's going on year 3. So, if he were to return, where could you see him going? First of all, an injury is going to happen.
100%.
Yeah, which does happen all the time.
Yeah. And, you know, I automatically turn my attention to like a progressive team like the Seahawks or something like that, where like a Pete Carroll, where it's very, the whole state of Washington is very like liberal minded, where they'd probably be cool with it. You wouldn't get too much blowback. So like I could see a Seattle, because they've even, I think, spoken about bringing him in before. But they have Russell Wilson. I think Geno Smith is even a backup on Washington, on Seattle. And he's just like always going to be there, you know. But some other teams that come to mind is like, I don't see the Patriots doing it just because Kraft is like a Trump guy, and it's just like, I think even with them, it'd be too much, you know. I think Belichick would get tired of even just having to say no comment to questions. The Colts could have been a team. I don't know.
I think they're owner is like very similar to Kraft.
Oh, really? Where do you see him going anywhere? I mean, like, it's just like I see that, like, the NFL, like, so Mark Sanchez retired. I see him getting a call back, you know, and the team pleading with him to come out of retirement before they sign a Kaepernick. You know, it's just all these random dudes keep getting signed before Kaepernick. Yeah,
you look at the options and who's available along with Kaepernick. Like, Sanchez isn't available because he's signed with ESPN. He's an analyst now.
Who's that?
He ain't giving that up.
Sanchez?
Yeah, so he ain't giving that up.
You telling me if someone offers him $6 million, he's not coming back to be a backup? That guy still wants to play. He just knows he sucks.
Dude, that's a cushy job, though.
It is.
Analysts, like, those are tough to get to. Like, granted, you're not making that same kind of coin. I get that, but it's a long-term move. Where 20 years from now, if you're good enough, you could be.
It is, but he's a good-looking guy. He's, you know, smart, well-spoken. Like, he can get that job. I don't think if you, like, there's such a short window, they always say, of you being, you know, an NFL player that, like, if you just got to go in there and you're just expected to lose, but you're going to get paid $6 million to just throw a couple picks and, you know, occasionally throw some touchdowns, I think you got to take that. I see, like, Sanchez coming back before Kaepernick does, but, like, I don't know, man. Maybe like
See, the teams that need it have run into the issue that you talked about that Seattle doesn't have, where, you know, like, it'd be tough for him to go to Washington with the Redskins and do that.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
That'd be tough. Like, that'd be at the forefront in Washington.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Daniel Snyder, I'm sure, is a big Kaepernick fan. He probably is, you know.
Right. Like, you can't have these GMs that are like that. So even like Baltimore, if Lamar was to get hurt, which I hate to keep bringing that up.
Yeah, maybe
like,
a Baltimore.
Like Baltimore, I could see.
I could see a Baltimore.
Other than that, I don't know if I see anything else.
Definitely Woody Johnson's not taking a shot on him, but I don't know who the Jets' backup even is.
It's also based on the system too, you know?
Yeah, like, does he fit?
Like, I don't think he fits us, even if...
I really like that Baltimore one because it's. I mean, he's similar to like a Lamar, where he's a runner but also a thrower. I don't know. Yeah. It'd be interesting. I mean, like, you're right. This is sort of like the last chance for him to come in. And if it doesn't happen, then it's almost just like we got to move on with that story. Unfortunately, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Maybe the Texans. I don't know, because Kenny Stills is there. Or Carolina took a shot with Eric Reed, so maybe they just, you know, double down and do Kaepernick as well.
It could just be that team.
Just be the team to just sign all the protest players.
It's just tough because it's like if the Colts aren't interested, but also like Jacoby Brissett is a better option than Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
But if that goes down, then it's like, and if they're still not interested, then it's over, man.
Yeah, I agree.
He had a bad last year too.
Kaepernick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when he was doing that, he was benched.
Yeah. I'm looking at the stuff now. Someone says that you look like Carson Wentz, which that's a compliment.
I didn't like that.
No?
No.
It's got 6 likes on it, man.
I'm not a redhead. I know. That's like the most likes I've seen. I'm not a redhead. I don't have a crew cut.
Oh, yeah, I didn't.
I think that I could see the hat. The way the hat was, it looked like I needed to wear a headset too in the beard.
Maybe.
So
I don't know. I don't even know who Jacoby Myers is.
He's the backup to, or no, he's on the Patriots. He's the receiver.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't like screw the Patriots. Sorry, yeah. Need more Zen, but I'm a big fan of Need More Zen, but we don't like the Patriots here in these parts of town.
Yeah, so he's a receiver, and he's an undrafted rookie that did make the final.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty cool.
I saw the guy from the Browns didn't make the team. The guy who slept inside of like the 24-hour fitness or whatever. That guy got cut.
Yeah. So
it could be over for him. What would it take for Durant to go to the Knicks? No shot. I think. I mean, that's just suffocating. Come on, be better with the questions.
Yeah.
I do see Melo. I see Melo going to Brooklyn. That's my surprise call there, which we can get into more once basketball started picking up. But I see Brooklyn taking a shot on Melo, especially with the whole Wilson Chandler got caught with something or other, some substance that was on the ban list, so he's suspended. Joe Johnson, Big Three, real quick. Did you watch any of that championship?
I didn't.
No. The Big Three was like the Big Three, but Joe Johnson actually beasted. Like he went off in the Big Three, and like it's funny because the Big Three is sponsored by like the CBD, like weed and all this stuff, and then like there's guys in the NBA getting suspended for that. So it's like I doubt he does that, but it's just funny that he could potentially get signed for a guy that just got suspended for like weed and all that.
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, dude, he does look good enough, like where he should be.
Dude, he was like lighting it up, and not even just highlights. Like I would watch some of that Big Three, and he was really going off.
Yeah, I've always loved him. Honestly, he's just quiet.
Yeah, goes about his business.
And he's under 40, so
yeah,
why not?
All right, so ask us more questions. We'll answer them. Don't call Matt Carson Wentz again. You can call him. Say he looks like somebody else. We'll see who his next comparison is. I love the Bill Burr comments. Shout out to Bill Burr.
Every time I think that's a real Bill Burr.
Same.
I click his profile every time. I'm like, wow, we're moving up here.
It could be the real Bill Burr.
Yeah.
But yeah, ask us questions, ask us football stuff, ask us whatever you want to know. We'll get to it. If we're not covering your sport, we'll cover it. Just let us know. This is Sports Buffet number 5 on Monday, Labor Day, and then we're posting it today too. So shout out to that. All right, peace out. And